In this episode of The Landscape, I got a chance to speak to Cortney Nickerson, who just became a CNCF ambassador after working on different initiatives in the cloud-native world for the last several years. Cortney is a developer advocate at KubeShop on the Testkube team and is also giving talks and organizing meetups with me and fellow ambassador Jorge Turrado in Bilbao in the north of Spain. This episode is brought to you by OVH Cloud, the global cloud provider delivering industry-leading performance and cost-effective solutions. From managed Kubernetes to private registries, OVH Cloud has the cloud-native tools you need. OVH Cloud, the world needs different. Now, let's check out the episode with Cortney.
I'm Cortney Nickerson. I'm a developer advocate for Testkube, which is a project by KubeShop.
Now, you recently became a CNCF ambassador. Congratulations. What's your area of focus as an ambassador? How did you become one?
I'm not sure how I became one, but I'm very honored to be a new ambassador. It's filled with a lot of really great people who are ambassadors for the CNCF. My area of focus, I think, is kind of all over the place. I do a lot of things with community, but I'm really excited to join the BIPOC group, which is for Black, Indigenous, and people of color. I grew up close to the Navajo reservation. 10 minutes from my parents' house, there isn't even cell service for a mobile phone. And so I think it's something that I'm very passionate about, seeing other people that look a lot more like my dad or my friends that I grew up with who might be more involved in this space as Native Americans or Indigenous people, as well as just diversity in general is something that I think is important and something that we need to put more time into in tech.
Good. Can you tell me about other things you've done related to the CNCF ecosystem that helped you become an ambassador?
Yeah, I help organize the CNCF Bilbao meetup. I don't do most of the organization, but I do help give talks anytime we're missing one. And I put up with Bart and Jorge, which I guess deserves a bit of merit. I also help organize some KCD events. So Kubernetes Community Day events are something that I'm really passionate about being involved in. I love helping with the Pakistan events. It's something that's always surprising to people that I'm involved there, but Saeem Safdar is an amazing person, and anything that I can support that he does is something great. And I also help the KCD Spain event as needed.
Wonderful. Now, can you tell me about, a couple of projects that you're excited about in the CNCF landscape?
Yeah, I'm really excited about Cilium. I know this is kind of a buzzword and everybody seems to be talking about it, but I think seeing something like network security and network policy starting to take off and people putting more importance on security in general is a very good thing for all of us, for all projects and all users of Kubernetes. But I also hope that it will start to put even more emphasis on other security projects like Kyvorno, which I think policies are really important, and people should put a lot more importance on security in general. So it's really exciting for me to see security starting to take a front stage and be something that's top of mind for everyone.
Now, you're very in tune with the platform engineering space. For people that, want to know more about that, what are things that you're excited about? What are things that you're keeping an eye on in that area?
Yeah, the platform space is booming. I think it's really interesting to watch how the concept of really treating your team as and your product as something that's more of a sales-oriented push, and watching how people are kind of putting together different ways of creating a product for their actual user group, and understanding that all of a sudden they have to actually listen to their users a lot more to be able to put that product together. It's really cool to see how human issues and the human experience and relationships are starting to come into play, because oftentimes those are the biggest problems that we have in getting into production faster. It's not usually the tech, it's usually the human aspect. And so I think that's probably the point that's going to be super interesting and what's going to make platform engineering something that stays and continues to grow for a long time.
So tell me about the talk that you gave in KubeCon. You were on a panel. What was that about?
Yeah, so I spoke at eBPF Cilium Day. I was on a panel talking about use cases and how people are employing eBPF and Cilium in their day-to-day. We talk a little bit about the business side of things. Do we actually need to be tracing everything that's going on and seeing everything going on inside of the kernel? What's the expense of that? How do people manage those things? As well as just everyday use cases of best practices for network security. So it was a really great talk. I hope you catch it. It's recorded, so please check it out.
Very good. Cortney, thank you very much for your time. If people want to get in touch with you, what's the best way to do so?
Yeah, I'm on the CNCF Slack, the Kubernetes Slack. You can also jump into the Testkube community Slack, which I spend a lot of time on since I'm the developer advocate in that space. Or you can find me on Blue Sky or X, formerly known as Twitter, at Tech Talking Mom.
Good. Cortney, best of luck. Take care.